The best educational institutions in this country have been built because of people who decided they wanted to make a contribution. This spirit of giving, we need the spirit of coming together.
Hello and welcome to Up Close and Personal Season 2 at InvokED Studio, where we dive deep into the heart of leadership, collective action and education equity. I'm your host Pavitra, and today here we have Dr. Santhosh Mathew with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
While there are so many things I could talk about Dr. Santhosh Mathew, I will attempt to give a brief introduction about him. Dr. Santhosh Mathew is the country lead for public policy and finance at the Gates Foundation. A political economist and former civil administrator, he has played key roles in governance, education, and public finance reform in India. He also serves on multiple boards shaping policy and development, which also includes ShikshaLokam. It's really amazing to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
While you have been as a board of director in ShikshaLokam, what has your experience been working in ShikshaLokam?
The power of collective action at the micro level.
Right.
I joined government in 1985, and frankly, we had money for nothing. We had no money to do anything actually.
Yeah.
I mean, getting a Xerox machine, as we used to call it in those days, was the highest pinnacle of achievement for your office.
Right.
But when you look at the education landscape, so much has happened. You have brick and mortar schools, you have computers in schools, so many teachers have been hired. And even if you look at, teaching learning outcomes, things have improved, could be much more.
Yeah.
But just imagine a world where every teacher, every parent is joining together to do that little extra bit so that the citizens of our country, the people, the children, the future of India tomorrow has a better life chance.
Yeah.
So in ShikshaLokam, I find the missing element of from hardware to software, not in terms of IT software, but giving an opportunity to surface and give opportunity to people to do collective action that can improve the life chances of our youngsters in India.
Right.
That's what excites me about ShikshaLokam.
I really like how you have framed that answer. If we could speak a little more about collective action. You know that InvokED is a space for many organizations and people to come together for this. What is your opinion on platforms like InvokED?
Today we had the award ceremony, right?
Yeah.
It was amazing to see the people who were honored. There were tears in many people's eyes about against heavy odds what individuals were able to do. There were about 400 to 500 entries.
Right.
But just imagine if we could cross-connect all these people who are trying to do things to improve life chances.
Yeah.
Now, if our award system is able to surface to 400, imagine if 4 lakh people were interacting with each other.
Yeah.
And that interaction could be captured on Diksha, for example.
Yeah.
Then you don't need to invite nominations for this award.
Yeah.
You could simply, look at the nature of the interaction through the year, the kind of questions, and then without even inviting nominations, we could actually send teams out to study what was actually happening in a chosen few places. And from there, our award ceremony could go up. It's not the awards which is important, but it's the ability to surface what's actually happening underground, subterranean, unknown to the world. Teachers are talking to teachers, parents are talking to parents, teachers are talking to parents, students are talking to students. Imagine if that interaction can be made richer so that the limitations of geography can actually be conquered. So somebody in Assam, Kamrup, interacting with somebody in Stravanabenagola in Karnataka, talking two different languages.
Yeah.
But because of our new capabilities in real-time translation, Bhashini, for example,
Yeah.
you could speak in Assamese and be heard in Malayalam.
Yeah.
That's the power.
Right.
So if we could imagine that and we could leverage the power of Diksha to make this a much more richer experience for all those people who are struggling in lonely places or are limited by the limitations of geography, if we could open up the world for them, then the true power of 1.4 billion Indians could actually be harnessed for innovation.
That's a massive thought, and I really wish that could come alive one day. With continuing that thought further, we have the governance and the policymakers as well who are very dominantly involved in the system. So how do you think, or what are the challenges that we currently see at the governance level to make such a change?
So I used to be an IAS officer in government from 1985 to 2017. And as I reflect back on that journey, I am amazed at how much time and energy we spend in government trying to do things that today can be solved without any effort. For example, the biggest problem we have to solve for is, okay, how much money has been allocated for my district or for my department? How do I ensure that that money is sent to the right places? How do I ensure that money is spent? How do I ensure that money is accounted for? How do I ensure that it is audited properly and so that it produces the results that it should? The amount of effort that goes into simply keeping track of this is humongous. So much so, we pay so little attention to the consequences of that spending. Because simply trying to ensure the money gets spent and gets tracked. This can actually change. This can change if the distance between the financial activity and the physical consequences are actually embedded together digitally. Early in the days, we used to have a situation. I used to be Principal Secretary Rural Development in Bihar. You know, Bihar should have been the biggest user of MGNRGS funds because it's a very poor state. Government of India was funding the complete cost of providing wages to workers. And yet, we were one of the lowest utilizers of that money at that time. I'm talking of the period when I was there from 2010 to 2013. The struggle I was facing was that certain panchayats were sitting on money and certain panchayats were completely empty. When I get money from Government of India, unless I'm able to report 70% expenditure of the money I got, I can't get more money. But because some panchayats are sitting on money, which means some blocks are sitting on money, which means some districts are sitting on money, you had the coexistence of plenty and scarcity and the inability of the state to give more. So from a governance point of view, I think it's very important that we build systems that can do this simply by as digital exhaust. And you don't, actually you shouldn't, Government of India has taken this fantastic decision that no longer will money be given. So otherwise you have parking of funds, right? Center to state, state to district, district to block. Government of India has taken this decision, and rightly so, that money will be kept in one place. And allocations will be given. If you use more, you get more. You use less, then you get less. So this sort of, reforming the plumbing of government is a big governance challenge. But there are also huge opportunities today. And that's why I find it quite exciting to be around at this time.
That's really nice, and I really wish I could speak more about this right now, but with the time constraints, I think we'll have to move ahead. There are some jars over here where you can see it's categorized into different sections. I'd really like you to pick any one topic and a chit from there and answer that for us.
The question inside?
Yeah.
I'm digging my own grave. Okay, the question is,
Yeah.
what role does this is game or what? This is what I was talking about. What role does technology play in modern social movements compared to the past? Both good and bad, I may say. Because today a lot of instant communication has become possible. So organizing people with misinformation and organizing people with credible information, that is sort of blurred.
Yeah.
So, for example, today we heard how during the Orissa cyclone, through the power of the internet, they were able to raise almost $2 million worth of crowdsourced money with 50 paisa. So, social movements are after all movements in society where it is the idea that brings people together.
Yeah.
So today, at least for a certain class of people, the ability to communicate those ideas almost at the speed of light or sound makes social movements of a certain kind possible.
Yeah.
But technology cannot solve for relationships.
That's true.
Technology cannot even at the moment solve for people who really need to come together to solve their problems. So while technology can help, I think it will be a big mistake if we think that technology can actually be the solution for all our problems.
Yeah.
Particularly bringing together people through social movements. The best educational institutions in this country have been built because of people who decided they wanted to make a contribution.
Yeah.
You call it philanthropy, you call it social movements. So we need this spirit of giving, we need the spirit of coming together. Technology can do something, but it is more about taking responsibility for our lives, not only for us as individuals and for our families, but for our country and for society. That's really what will make the difference.
Yeah.
So I'm a technology supporter, but also I recognize its limitations.
Right. I couldn't agree more to that. I think it also resonates to the line that we say, technology is only an enabler for the solution and not the solution itself.
Sometimes technology can really take you down a horrible path.
Yeah.
Misinformation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Those are really nice insights. And I think we will wrap this conversation with my last question for you. What is one hope you have for the future of the country?
Oh. I am reminded of a book written by a very good friend of mine who was a senior in the IAS, who was a professor at Duke University, and his name is Anirudh Krishna.
Yeah.
Professor Krishna has written this beautiful book. It's called The Broken Ladder. He asked this question, why is it that 1 billion plus people are not able to produce the Olympic champions, the Nobel laureates, in every walk of life? And he gives a hypothesis, which I think is so fundamental. He says, our ladders are broken. The ability of people to climb the ladder of personal advancement or collective advancement is simply not there. Right. So by dint of your hard work, by dint of your talent, it's so difficult. You take politics.
Yeah.
You take small firms. You take wrestlers in Haryana. You take security guards. The ladder is broken.
Yeah.
Do you know that I used to be chairman of the National Council for Teacher Education? At that time, in 2017, the pass rate of the teacher eligibility test was 6%. Right? Does that mean that 94% of the teachers can't teach? I don't think so.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you take several of our professions in this country, you take nursing, you take teaching, you take even, I'm not even sure about others. But my aspiration for India is that we are able to build credible credentialing platforms, that people can build their credentials so that labor markets can realize the difference between a donkey and a horse.
Yeah.
I love donkeys,
Yeah.
but donkeys low maintenance, are slow and strong. Horses are faster, require more maintenance. The problem is not with a donkey and a horse. The problem is having a horse when you need a donkey and having a donkey when you need a horse. Unfortunately, labor markets in India are so broken that you're flying blind. That's my aspiration for India.
That's so powerful and thoughtful. I am really inspired for sure. With this, I think we come to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for sharing your stories and insights. It's a massive amount of wisdom as well. Thank you to our audience as well for tuning in. I hope you are as inspired as I am with Dr. Santhosh Mathew's talking. With this, we come to the end of this episode of Up Close and Personal. Stay connected, keep the dialogue going, and see you next time.